Hey, how's it going, my deadly mercenary family? Cause of Mercenary bringing you a new video, and today we're going to be stepping back from the fighting game community, and today we're going to be talking about DC, more specifically Teen Titans, the original Teen Titans TV show, not Teen Titans Go. And something came up in one of the episodes that people are actually seeing it as a negative, and I don't see it as that, and I want to put in my 2 cents in. But before we continue, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more stuff about this topic or any topic. Let me know and down in the comment section below. And also don't forget to follow me on my other social media accounts, and also don't forget I stream every Sunday 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But let's continue with the video. There was this topic that I ran into on Twitter the other day that apparently I think it's the 20-year anniversary of Teen Titans, something like that, and I want to say congrats. I mean, it's such an iconic show. I grew up with Teen Titans and grew up always wanting to be like Robin. I will have to say, I would have to admit over here that I always wanted to be like the Robin in that show. In fact, I still think it's just something, a habit that came from like childhood. I still think I do the little squinty eye thing that Robin does in the show. Sometimes when I'm curious, because that's what Robin did in the show. He was curious about something, so he did this like one eye shut, the other one like wide. And sometimes I catch myself still doing it. So it's just so funny how this show was such influential for me when I was growing up. And then something came up on Twitter, and it's actually this post right here. So I'm not gonna share who said that. Because I don't think they were coming from ill will. They were just putting their 2 cents in like I was. So, but they tweeted, Cyborg saying, "I'm part robot" is the funniest shit ever. Like the writers really missed a wide open layup with that one. Laughing my ass off. And he was replying to 20 years later the Teen Titans message about acceptance and love still hits from Cartoon Network, retweeting, trying to get in those brownie points. So this post from Cartoon Network, it was just basically a post that they're repost, or just hey, look at us, hey, over here, we used to address things back in the day too, guys. It basically feels like that. It just feels like they're trying to cash into like brownie points, you know what I mean? I'm like, what do you want, a cookie? You know, you did the right thing, you know. But they're putting it. They just wanted to retweet it, and that's how a little bit it feels. And so basically, if you go down in the comments, I didn't want to screenshot a lot of the comments. I mean, if you find a post, you find the post. I don't want to dox the person, but they were just saying how they basically missed the mark for not addressing actual bigotry and black people, that are the prejudice against black people, and it would have been such a layup to like he said, to address it. And some people were trying to do trying to justify why they didn't do that. For example, like one of the justifications that people were saying was that Starfire wouldn't understand that black people are being harassed in the world, in the human world, right? And it makes a little bit of sense, because it's like, to her, just imagine it, to her, Cyborg has always been just Cyborg. He's always been just that color skin and half robot, so to her it's just no any difference. So let's just imagine if he said it because I'm black, Starfire would be like, but you've always been like that. It should be a little bit concerning, but they could have addressed it either way. I don't think that's a strong argument, and that is just basically just an argument. It's not actually based on facts that happen in the show. It's just an argument that people throw out there. I also lean towards this argument, but I understand where people are like, nah, dude, you're just making that up, because technically speaking, we are making that up. People that agree with that argument are just basically somewhat like reaching. We're reaching. I'm going to be honest with you. However, a lot of people were just in this tweet, they were just saying like, well, like they just missed the mark, and were the executives not being able to, or it was just a joke? I thought it was just a joke, this was just a joke from the writers. And I'm like, I don't think it's a joke, guys. Like, people were like, yeah, this is the funniest joke ever the writers were thought of. The writers definitely had ill intent on making this episode, that's basically what they were saying in the comment section. And I'm like, no, they were just trying to address the situation, about bigotry and about being racist towards other people of different race, color, ethnicity, etc. But in this story, you know what I mean, this extraterrestrial story about not even that Cyborg's the main character, but the main person being shown racism towards is actually Starfire. I think they just wanted to tell a story without being direct. Now, your argument could be, well, they should have been more direct, because they could have been more direct. Let's be honest here. They could have just been like, yeah, because Cyborg is black, we should say that, you know, I face prejudice because I'm black, and they could have done that, but they didn't. You know, and you could say they missed the mark, and I would understand where you're coming from, but I think they were just trying to tell a story, okay? And I think that story still embodies, you know, not just the black people situation, when their situation that they have to go through every day, you know, all the persecution and all the hate, you know, that they get every day. And now it's just more generalized, you know what I mean? We could get these fictional characters in this fictional setting, in this fictional problems that could be very correlated to real life problems. And now it just doesn't, now it's not just, you know, black people's problems. It could be anybody. People could take this story and use it for anything. And I think that's what they were thinking, you know. I understand if you wanted Cyborg specifically to address that he feels racism because he's black and machine, you know what I mean? I understand that. But I just feel like they weren't joking. They were trying to do a serious commentary about racism, and I don't think they deserve a lot of flack. I mean, hopefully you guys understand that they just was just trying to tell a story, you know. The Cartoon Network has let things slide that actually talk about directly racism, so they forget, like, because some people were saying in the comments also that the studios might have not allowed it, they didn't want to. And yes, maybe this was like 3 years later, I guess, but in 2000 the episode of Static Shock came out that actually addresses like straight racism. It's called Son of the Fathers, and it was an episode that aired in December 9th 2000, and that was like straight up racism towards Nigel from his best friend's dad. So I don't understand, like 3 years later, maybe there was some like switcheroony in the head executives and all that stuff, but I don't think that those people that were telling this story from Nigel from Static Shock, you know, would have a problem. Maybe they did, you know, who knows? Maybe I could look into it more, but I don't think they would have a problem if they wanted to add just literally Cyborg just saying, oh, I'm black and black people are persecuted on Earth, you know what I mean? I just feel like the Teen Titans development team just wanted to tell a story that was broad, and that's how I feel. Every person that I've talked to about this episode, you know, was just, man, it was just something else, you know. And I remember this episode, and man, I just feel like, you know, like, just because you're trying to do the right thing, we should just penalize you just because you weren't so direct, you know. And especially because we're looking at it from hindsight, you know. Again, they could have addressed it, that, you know, like, that you feel like they should have. It's a different story. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. You know what? I'm not black. I'm Latino. You know what I mean? But I feel like now I could use that as well. You know what I mean? I think that's how I feel about it, though. But hey, that's just how I feel. I just want to add my 2 cents in the whole situation, because this tweet kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Especially the comments were just like, oh, dude, they were just joking around, dude. There was such malice towards this. Like, no, dude, like, they were trying to tell a story, you know. And if it didn't land, I that's a different story. But I feel, to me personally, that it told its story that I wanted to tell, and I feel like it's not a better product, but I feel like it impacted me as well. So that's just how I feel. But what do you guys think, huh? Comment down below. What do you guys think? Am I wrong? Am I right? You know, you guys come and tell me. But other than that, guys, don't forget to follow me on my other social media accounts. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a like. Also, don't forget that I do a stream every Sunday at 11:30 Pacific Standard Time. Other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching. Stay vigilant, and see you guys next time.